You guys know me. I share my successes and my failures. Failures just as much as successes. Hopefully there's fewer failures than successes, but I share them all. I got owned by ExpressLRS. I had an ExpressLRS in this, and this was a couple of weeks back when I was still sick. I had this little ExpressLRS receiver in it. It's nice. Antenna's right there on the board. It's small, it's cheap. It does the same thing as Crossfire, maybe even better. I never flown with it yet because I got owned by it. I fired up the platform, getting ready to go do my new tuning that I found out about, and I started changing modes on these 6 buttons right here on the radio. It just didn't work, and I just got frustrated real quick with it and just unplugged the little ExpressLRS receiver from the flight controller, plugged in a Crossfire that I had that was ready to go. I haven't fixed the antenna up yet, but just was not working the way I wanted it to. I just said to myself, I'll figure out what's going on there later. There's something funky there. Well, this actually happened a month or so ago. And over the past few days, there's been some videos made, and I watched them, and everything became clear to me. I came in and downloaded the configurator here, but I didn't do much else with the page here as far as learning what was going on. So that's what bit me in the rear end. Because right here, if you click software, what others have expressed, and what it says right here in a big warning that I didn't see is aux1 or RC channel 5 is only 2 position. So no matter what I did with those 6 switches, I only got 2 values out of them. I've always put my flight modes on RC channel 5. It just seemed normal to me through the years. AETR on the first 4, or your 4 stick movements for a quad or a hexa. Flight modes is one of the next things I always set up. So aux1, RC5, it's always been what I used. But no matter what kind of curves and stuff you put in the Radio Master for RC channel 5, you're not going to get 6 different values out of it when you start pushing those buttons. If I had chose almost any other of the standard 12 RC channels, it would have been fine. And that's what I'll do to fix this in the future. I'll just quit using RC channel 5 for flight modes on ExpressLRS. It's really quite a simple fix. But I just was too sick at the time to mess with it. So I wanted to kind of throw this out to you. Everybody seems to be making a video on it right now, how it bites people right and left. It got me. Don't want it to get you. So watch out for that one. Pay attention. Read the documentation a little deeper than I did, perhaps. And this warning right here might help a lot of people. I don't think my new airplane's coming today. FedEx gave me a tracking exception today where it had told me that it was arriving on Wednesday, but there's no date of arrival. I imagine the cold, snow, weather has delayed it. Don't know by how much yet. They haven't given me a new arrival date, but I'll show you that when it comes in. I think it's going to be an exciting build for me. Going to be another step up in life for me, and I think everybody else might like it. It's kind of a funky airplane, and it has problems. We'll talk about them at the time. Also, I'm not going to be able to fly for a while. There's multiple problems going on right now. First of all, it's 10 degrees I know a lot of you are in areas where 10 degrees would seem like a spring warming to you, and I think we all acclimate to our general location in the world, and for me 10 degrees is really cold, and just getting over the pneumonia, probably not good for me to go out in temperatures like that. It's mid-January. We'll have a warm-up at the end of March, so 2.5 months max. That's why I do winter builds. Would be the biggest delay. Maybe be some warm weather in that 2.5 months before that runs. Month and a half or so from now, a month from now, who knows? 2 weeks from now, it may be 80 degrees around here. Can't tell anymore in life. I've also got secondary problems. Past week we had one day where it rained 4 inches, almost 5 inches, and less than 24 hours, and my flying fields are all bordered by rivers and streams. They're very low-lying areas. That's so the people who own the field could use the streams for irrigation. They've been doing this for 50 years or more, and it was just the way they could irrigate easily 50 years ago. So those fields flooded. My biggest flying field, the road out to it's closed about 5 miles before you even get to where you turn down to that flying field because there's such bad flooding. Even when the water comes down and temperatures go up, those fields are going to be muddy. I think I showed you last year how the soil in one of them, the road I drive on, is like talcum powder. It's been driven on so much over 50 years that it's just soft ground up, and it would be so muddy to get down in there. Even a week after the sun comes out, it warms up and there's no rain, and I don't want to upset the owners of the field by tearing it up because I'm not the only one that flies there. There's an AMA club that flies at one of them with 50 people in it, and then there's other people not in the AMA that fly at both those fields. The owners of the fields are real nice about letting the community use them as long as you stay off their sod. You can walk on their sod, but you can't drive on the sod, you can't park on the sod, and people have been real good about honoring that request, and so the sod company's just really, really nice. There's a rocket club at both the fields that fires model rockets from time to time. People walk there for their health. It's just it's a nice company. I can't say enough about them. So I don't want to upset them and make not only myself, but perhaps 50 to 100 other people lose the ability to fly at those fields. So I'm going to be real careful getting back into those fields when they dry up, and we'll see. So it's going to be a while. That's why I bought another airplane for my 2024 winter build. It just doesn't seem like it's going to arrive today, but when it does, I'll make a video on it because I'm real excited about this build. But that's all I really have today. I just wanted to do a little thing and kind of make fun of myself how I got owned by RC Channel 5 aux 1 of ExpressLRS. That's a little funky for whatever reason. I'm sure the manufacturer had a reason for the hardware to be that way and a reason for the software to be that way. It might be as simple as they wanted to put the ARM switch there and didn't want to go any deeper in the hardware or firmware to make it do anything much more than 2 positions, because that's where they want to always put their ARM channel, like I always kind of was used to putting my flight mode channel on RC5 and aux 1. Alright guys, that's all for today. Thank you so much.